I often feel this urgency to document all of my life. And it's because of social media, obviously, but I've come to this really empowering realization recently that the way I live my life, my daily habits, all of it, the way I dress, the way I leave my plates after I'm finished eating, all of it is art. The way we live our lives gets to be the art. And it's such a beautiful reminder when we are so sort of coerced into this false urgency that we need to document everything. Otherwise, it didn't happen. You don't need to turn every single thing in your life into art because you are always creating art, whether you think it or not. You are never not making art. Your life is the art. I've sort of lived with this idea for a while, this urgency that if I don't turn all of my life into art, that I'll just like perish and crumble because I just love everyone and I love everything and I love everything I'm experiencing. Since I was a little girl, I've just had this insatiable desire to, like, I honestly wish I could turn entire days of my lives into short films. I just think life is so beautiful and I have a way of seeing that is so addictive and I want to show it to everyone. And I just wish I could get you to see life the way I see the world because I love life. I don't always love it. And I want to make movies about that as well, right? I want to turn everything into a piece of art. And I feel like this urgency. And I realized something the other day that gave me a lot of peace. And that was that sometimes I think, if I don't write everything that's happening in my life on my laptop or into my journal, that it's like wasted material or, will anyone even know that it happened? And I realized that the way we live our life is the art. Our life is the expression. There are so many things that you have done in your life that have impacted people, and they're going to tell someone about it. They're going to tell the story about this woman that did this thing, and there's going to be you. That's going to be the woman. We're expressing ourselves all the time. Even the time that we wake up is an expression. The way we leave our food on the plate is an expression. The way we finish a coffee is an expression. Two people having a conversation and one of them has loads of coffee in their cup and the other has none. That is an expression. One of them's been doing all the talking. Like, we're always expressing ourselves, whether we make art out of our lives or not. Paintbrushes and words, music, instruments, these are tools that we have been given to express ourselves in a certain way. But those are not the only ways to express ourselves. And just because we do not capture our lives through the tools that we all sort of agree on and acknowledge are real, like pens and paper and instruments, it doesn't mean that you did not express that day. There is self-expression in the way that you do your hair every day. There is self-expression in everything. And your life gets to be the art. Your life is this great unfolding of you understanding yourself and understanding the world. And my God, it would be beautiful if you could make something out of it. It'd be beautiful if you could make a film. It'd be beautiful if you could make songs about everything and turn every breakup into something fruitful for other people to alchemize their pain, right? that is how I've always seen myself as an artist. Is my role is to take the lessons in my life and leave no stone unturned. I turn over every stone. I take the wisdom from everything in my life and I alchemize it, and then I turn it into lessons for other people so that you don't have to learn the hard way. I'm happy being this sort of experimenter that goes through life and does that brave shit to give other people permission to do it themselves. I love the way I see the world. It's beautiful. I love my mindset. I love my mind. I love my thoughts. I love the way I think. And I want to express it out into the world. And I don't always like it. I don't always like the way I think. Sometimes it pisses me off. There's a little cunt in my head that berates me. You know, the perfectionistic voice. And then I've got the self-doubting voice. I've got a whole fucking council of cunts in my head. But then there are some really fucking amazing people in there too. But I like the way I see the world, and I like my way of seeing. I've worked really hard on it. I've worked really hard to preserve my sense of wonder and curiosity in the world. And I love the way I see things. I do look at life like a movie. I am the director. I am the director of my own life. And where I choose to put my attention at any given moment is my director's cut of my own life. These are the frames that I see in the world. And you can literally choose to put your attention on like beautiful things in your life and see them in the way that you choose. Your life is the fruit of your focus. What you focus on grows into the fruit of your life. And you are always making fruit. You are always expressing. And I was thinking a lot about this lately because I watched the Jeff Buckley documentary, and I just thought, my fucking God, did he make some fruit? Jeff Buckley made exceptional fruit. He worked so hard, relentlessly, since he was a child, singing and playing instruments, and then just produced the most beautiful fruit. His one and only album, Grace. The other one that was released after his death was half finished, and that's fucking beautiful as well. But he left us with this beautiful fruit that we get to taste. And the reason that it sort of soothed me was, you know, Jeff Buckley didn't have Instagram. He didn't have social media. All of this urgency that we feel to document everything. It's fake. Everything is fake. Your life gets to be the art because someday someone will tell a story about you and your life. Just live as outrageously as possible. I mean that. Live as outrageously as possible. Be as eccentric as possible. Be yourself as much as fucking possible. Your life is the art. You are never not making art. You're always making art because your life is the expression. Now, here's the thing. Your life is an expression of yourself, right? The self that lives within you. Your life is an expression through yourself. But there's a difference between conscious creation and default creation. So for a lot of my life, I was creating unconsciously. I wasn't creating anything that was a reflection of me. And then when I was like 14 or 15, I really found my voice. And I started to consciously decide the life and the art that I wanted to create. I'm a very intentional, conscious creator, and I always have been since I was a teenager. And so I think that's when you really step into making delicious fruit in your life, is when you actually decide what it is that you want to put out there, and you create from a place of being conscious instead of running off the default program of who you thought you were supposed to be in this world. When you actually step into becoming yourself and shake off all that bullshit, shaking off the shame of who your parents told you to be, shaking off the shame and the guilt and the fear about who you were told a woman is supposed to be, who a man is supposed to be, who you're supposed to love, that women are supposed to be small and not intimidate other people. When you shake off all that crap and all that bullshit and you let who you are sort of burgeon and blossom out, ooh, that's when you start to create some delicious fucking fruit. Some conscious, juicy fucking fruit. I feel like we are all trees. And we all have this unique fruit that we can make in this life. And it's your duty to make your fucking fruit, no one else's fruit. And you are always creating. Don't worry about documenting your life. The way you live your life is the art. The way you live in private is the art. The way that you light an incense stick in the morning is the art. The fact that your table is covered in incense ash is the art. The way you tie your fucking bin bags is an expression of you. That is art. Everything you do is art. Even like what sock you take off your foot first every single day is art. Where you leave your knickers when you take them off to get into the shower is art. Do you throw them on the floor and they stay there for days? Or do you immediately put them in the wash basket? Like, it's art. Everything is an expression of the self, right? There's that beautiful Neville Goddard quote. Something like, the world and everyone in it and the way you see them is you pushed out. The world is the self pushed out. You are always expressing yourself. And the joy in life is when you start to do it consciously. And actually, some of the joy in life is actually being witnessed. Is when someone witnesses you expressing yourself when you didn't know you were being witnessed, right? When someone likes the way that you leave your knickers on the side, or when someone likes the way that you always leave your coffee always gets cold because you talk so much. This is obviously stuff that I'm just pulling out of my ass right now, but I think it's that witnessing part. It's that desire to be witnessed that makes the social media documentation and even just what the desire to leave traces of ourselves everywhere. That's why it feels so important to us, because I think we all want a witness. We want a record of our lives. We want to feel that we belonged here and that we were here and that we were witnessed. That's at the heart of everything. We want to be witnessed. But you are a worthy enough fucking witness to your life. You are a worthy enough witness to your life. And you can write about your life. It takes 5 minutes a day, you know? Like, it doesn't take long. And you are always expressing yourself. Because guess what? No experience in your life is wasted. It changes your lens. It changes the filter. It changes the way you speak. It changes the way you look at things. It shifts your perspective. You have this filter that no one else in this planet fucking has. It doesn't even matter if you grew up in the same house as someone. Your brother has a different way of looking at the world than you. A woman, same age as you, same race, same gender, same sexuality, same interests, does not look at the world the same way as you. Because they have their own filter. You are so fucking unique and special. You are a unique, unrepeatable fucking miracle. The way you express yourself is original if you let it come out. No experience in your life is wasted. You are a worthy enough witness to everything. It doesn't matter if you didn't take a selfie that day. It doesn't matter if you didn't upload the process of the thing that you were doing on social media. Let that magic be fucking sacred. Let the moments in your life be so sacred that they exist between just you and your higher power, you and the universe, you and God, whatever you call that magical thing that you know is just always there. It's just, nothing is unwitnessed. With God as your witness. Nothing in life is unwitnessed. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about, oh, I didn't take a picture of the thing. In fact, I would argue the less photos of the thing, the more sacred, the more cherished, the more loved, the more genuine the thing. It's hard for things to feel sacred in a world where everything is captured and snapshotted and posted online for others to witness. Okay? And so actually deciding to keep a lot of your life between you and the people in your life, or just you and yourself and you and your diary, there's a beautiful sacredness in that. And it will never be wasted because it shows in your expression. It shows in the way you talk. It shows in your confidence. It shows in your artistry. Nothing that you do in your life is unwitnessed. It touches you, it changes you, and it changes your expression. The books that you read in private change the way you talk about the world, right? And it's the same with our life experiences. You don't need the social media witness. You don't need to turn every single thing in your life into art, because you are always creating art, whether you think it or not. You are always expressing yourself. You are so fucking special and beautiful and unique. Everything is an expression of you, and it's so beautiful. And the joy of life is just getting that expression to more accurately refine who you truly are and not who you were told to be, right? That's the beauty of changing our habits. That's the beauty of refining our art, refining our music, refining our writing, is that you find your voice through the fucking rubble of it all. You find your voice through the shame. You are never not making art. Your life is the art. Your life is the art. Oh, I'm going to leave it there. Your life is the art. Don't worry. Your life is the art. This is all for fun. This is all for fun. I love you. Mwah.